Okay folks, this is question 6. Question 6 is for 13 marks and it deals with more function work. Now there's a big trick here. They told us the following. They say the diagram here represents the sketch of y is equal to f of x plus 1. So what does that mean? It means that the original graph y is equal to f of x was moved to the left 1 unit to obtain this graph. Very important to know that this is not f of x, it's f of x that was translated 1 unit to the left. Remember, if it says x plus 1, if the change is with x, in any transformation you do the opposite on the graph. So it says f of x plus 1, which you want to have a feeling that, okay, this whole system moved 1 to the right. No, it moved the opposite direction, 1 to the left. And this was the result. Now they say use the set of axes, okay, on your answer sheet, which was this one, and sketch the graph of y equals f of x. Now folks, you want to make it as accurate as possible. So you've got, for f of x, you've got to move everything back to the right. To get f of x plus 1 must move back to the right to get to f of x. Okay, let's see. The turning point is something that we have quite nicely. There it moved 1 to the right. This x-intercept would have moved then back 1 to the right. This x-intercept 1 to the right. And we can see there's another crossing point here. So we move 1 to the right, 1 to the right, just to guide our hands nicely. Okay, so there we go, as neat as possible. We go and turn, we come back, go through the x-intercept and make our way down there to this point over here. Now remember, this graph is restricted. There's no arrow points on the side. So your original graph here was y is equal to f of x, and it's sketched between -2 and 6. So x is an element from -2 to 6 square brackets because it includes the 2 of them. Okay, that is for a beautiful 4 marks. That's quite easy. Okay, now it says for another 4 marks, determine the equation of that parabola. Okay, so let us do number 2 over here. I'm going to do it on this sheet of paper here. We have what? We have the turning point, and we have one more point. We can either use the 2 roots and then use the turning point as a root, as a point rather, or we can start with a completed square form of the parabola, use the turning point and then substitute one of the roots. It's really up to you. I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to say this is ax minus p squared plus q. The turning point clearly is at 2 and 2. Now remember, the x values change sign when you go in there. So this will be a x minus 2 all squared plus 2. Now I need one more point to solve for a. I'm going to use the x-intercept here. The x-intercept is 0, 0. There the x-intercept is 4, 0. Okay, so I'm going to make x 0 and y 0. So I get 0 is equal to a times 0 minus 2 all squared plus 2. So I get 4a is equal to, if I throw that over, minus 2. So the a value is minus a half. Okay, so that's my original curve. My original curve would be y is equal to minus a half x minus 2 squared plus 2. They want it in this form. So yes, we have to distribute there. Okay, so minus a half x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus the 2 on the outside is minus a half x squared plus 2x. A negative times a negative is a positive. That gives me minus 2. 4 divided by 2 is minus 2 with a negative there, plus 2. So there's my equation. That there is f of x. Beautiful 8 marks for that question. Okay, let's see what they ask now. The graph of y equals k times b to the x. Now this is very important. That passes through the points 0, 2, 1 and 6. Find the values of k and b and then write down the range of that function. So it's got nothing to do with this, it's a separate question. So let's go to a clean sheet of paper. This is question 6b. They tell us there's another graph. The graph is y equals k times b to the x. It passes through 2 points, the point 0, 2 and the point 1, 6. That's the information they gave us. Now folks, if you look carefully, we had to have 2 points because there are 2 unknowns in this graph. The unknown is k, the unknown is b. To find them, we need 2 bits of information. Okay, so that's almost straightforward now. If I put 0 and 2 into that equation, the y value is 2 is equal to k times b, the x value is 0. b to the 0 we know is 1, where b is not equal to 0. Okay, so very important to state b cannot be 0. b cannot be 0 here. b to the power of 0 is 1, so therefore k is 2. So we've got the value of k. Then for another, remember this is for 4 marks, we need to find the value of b. Okay, so we're going to plug k in. So y is equal to 2 times b to the x, and in here we're going to let x equals 1 and y equals 6 because we're going to substitute the point. Now if that's the case, the y is 6 is equal to 2 times, the b is what we're after, the x is 1. So 2b is 6, so b will be 6 divided by 2, which is indeed 3. Okay, there we go. So our final equation here will be y is equal to 2 times 3 to the power of x. So let's quickly just stand still for a moment here. This means the graph of 3 to the x has been transformed by a stretch factor of 2. Means the graph, there's a vertical translation of 2. What are we doing? We multiply all the y values with 2 in this equation, just to remind you what that is all about. So this was the first part of 6b for 4 marks. For 1 mark, they add the following question. They say, write down the range of this new function for 1 mark. Now the function is y is equal to 2 times 3 to the x. The range talks about the y values. This is entirely positive, so y is bigger than 0. It cannot be 0 because then it crosses the x-axis. Okay, bigger than 0. And that's it. That takes care of question 6. Please remember to like if it helped you, and also to subscribe.